Today's going to be an interesting day, yet again. I had given one of my welders to a friend of mine, and I am now just realizing that my 220 to 110 adapter that I gave him is the only one that I had. So I have to wait for my new welder to come in or make my own 220 to 110 adapter. That kind of puts me behind a little bit. That's all right. I got other things I can do. So, I got this box. And this box has something very important in it for this build. Steering rack. Now this steering rack is for a golf cart. Now with any luck, it'll bolt right up to my tie rod ends, and I won't have to worry about anything. Because the measurements should be pretty close. Just right in the middle. It is right in the middle. There she is, all her glory. Oh, it doesn't have pivot points like I thought it did. That's all right. That means I know exactly where this is going now. So this goes right in the middle. Just go off to the side a little bit. The other thing I need is my U-joint for it, which is somewhere. Where I put it? Can't be far. See, I don't understand. There it is. See, we're doing so good. I need my not so hard hammer. I'm not sure if this is the right size or not. It's not even going on straight. Yeah, it's got the right splines to it. There we go. Just get on it, damn it. There we go. Jesus Christ. I must be a mess today. use the press. Yep, making a bunch of stuff. Where's my 9/16 now? Alright. So I'll put the see if I can put this in here and just press it in. That's not working. There we go. Certainly helped. Beautiful. there's that part. Where did bolt go? Jesus Christ. There we go. Rack and pinion steering. Got the U-joint on there. As I turn this thing. It takes one full turn. About 1.5 turns, actually. About 1.5 turns. 3 turns lock to lock. 1.5 one way, 1.5 the other. Awesome. Then I gotta think about it. Where am I putting that? Am I putting it on the axle? Or am I putting it I don't think I have a choice but to put it on the axle, actually. Ugh. I definitely don't have a choice but to put it on the axle. It's alright though. Is this in the center? No. Well, kinda. So, that's the front axle right there. This is going to go probably let's move the front axle now. This is what I was a little concerned about. I'm going to put it in the vise. fun part begins. So this is more than likely going to have to sit somewhere along the lines like that. This is definitely bigger than what I intended it to be. The other question is, will it even thread in? Or am I going to have to try and adapt something somehow? Or am I just going to say bucket and get a junction box? Yeah, not even close. So I'm going to make some adapters for it. That's all right. Of course, now the question is, how? How in the hell? This is my steering rack. There we go. Well, here's the problem. I have an ATV hubs, and a golf cart steering rack. So I have to change a lot. Oh, I'm very well aware because nothing about this is factory. None of this is factory at all. This is a custom one-off solution to a build-off. I just gotta see what I need to do. I definitely need to shorten it a lot. I don't have any vape tricks. So that's the center mark right there. I'm definitely gonna have to build a bracket that comes off there. I was not anticipating that. What the hell am I on? So I can either do it that way. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I still have some room. Yeah, I still got some room. Because right now I can't fire up my welder today. I'll probably grab my scratch start rig for a while. No, it's a go-kart. At least it's gonna be. I have my tie rod, I have my end links right here. He's threaded all the way through. Certainly looks like it. Oh, no, not even close. Sorry, I can cut threads if I need to. That's the way it's gonna go. Might be better off returning this and getting a steering box instead of a full rack and pinion setup. Oh my God. Well, I have to make that yet. This go-kart's being made from scratch, so yeah. I might be off getting a yeah. I need to find a steering box. I don't think the rack and pinion is gonna work. Which is actually, I thought the opposite. I thought the steering box wasn't gonna work and the rack and pinion was gonna work. But I've still got, I can make a steering box. I still got another set of tie rod ends. Well, these are not off of a go-kart. These rods are off of an ATV. That steering box is off of a golf cart. I've also got a $500 spending limit, so I have to be really careful as to where I spend my money. But I think that steering box is gonna have to go back. It's a little wider than what I thought it was gonna be. But that's literally right there.
Literally, I mean, that's a perfect opportunity for a pitman arm. Thought that was going to be more difficult. Yeah, right there. That's literally just a pitman arm. But I want to get a steering box so I have better control, because if I just make my own steering box and do an arm on a bearing, I'm going to be worried about sway really bad. So yeah, that's a perfect opportunity for a pitman arm. So that would be a steering box. This is going to go back, which I will worry about a little bit later. That's straight. That's pretty close. Right there is about straight-ish. Just like that. And then, yeah. For sure. Well, let's get online and see what exactly I can find. I'm gonna need to find that. Ooh. Can you stop? Oh, they're chickens. All right. Let's see. Yeah. Ford manual steering box. That looks like that'll work beautifully. It's really far away. Rack and pinion. There's a club car one. There's an expensive rack and pinion there. God, would it worth me just making one? Thanks, Chappie. I appreciate that very much. How's it going with you? Oh, just to let you know, I appreciate it. Damn things didn't kick in. I'm sorry to hear that. That's annoying. Oh, there we go. Manual steering box for Vega. Oh, let's try this. God, why are they so expensive? I can get a rack and pinion steering for a golf cart for 70 bucks. I tried to get a Pitman arm manual steering box and I can't find one for less than $200. That's like half my budget. Go-kart parts actually, so I'm building this go-kart and I'm in the middle of making my steering and I got this rack and pinion for a golf cart here, but it doesn't fit. It's way too big. It's a lot bigger than I thought it was. So I need to come up with another solution. My other solution is a manual steering box off of like a Jeep or something. But lo and behold, when I was building my Jeep, I could get these things for $25 all day. Nowadays, not so much. And I got my rooster yelling at me because he wants to go outside. I wish I would have known that. Let's see what the dimensions are on that. Jesus, he's loud. Try an older lawnmower. Let's take a look. All right, let's go to my favorite eBay. Manual steering box. Yep. That's an age-old saying. That's what I'm trying to figure out. So I'm trying, here's the thing. It's just a go-kart. So I don't have to make this thing, it's not roadworthy, so I don't have to worry about that. What I'm worried about is that I have the potential for this go-kart to do like 70 miles an hour. And the last thing I want to be sketchy is the steering. That is the one thing that I will absolutely make damn sure that it is right. Oh, man. So that's why I'm trying to get a steering box. Instead of making my own, that's why I'm trying to make a steering box, or get a steering box, or a racket pinion that'll fit. Oh my God, shut up. Oh. I honestly don't know. I know some shifter carts do use a rack and pinion steering. Here we go. Be a little wild if I got electric power steering, but that's not happening. Something that is really, really, really close. Here's this one. All right, so don't know much about it. Make me an offer. Just above Birdsboro. Yeah, no, I'm not making electric power steering. That's just insane. This thing's not gonna be heavy enough for even power. That might be too big. That might be too freaking big. I could make my own steering. Well, let's see what I do with anything else. Let's draw it out. It would be fairly simple, especially if I got the pitman arm right in the middle like that. That would be a little sketchy. I can do it though. I would have to think very hard about that. I really wish I could make this work. I mean, maybe I can. I can. Hold on a second. Maybe I can make this rack work. Let's see. Already got it. Yeah. Already got it. I was kind of hoping to have a little bit of a pivot here so I didn't have to worry about it, but what if? You know, if I gotta cut it down, I gotta cut it down. If I gotta take the boots off, I can take the boots off. Oh, damn. I was gonna use four-wheeler steering, just an ATV steering, but I kind of want a little bit of a slower rack. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see what we got. So, if that's straight, and that's roughly straight, I've got this. I would have to cut this down. Oh, well, hold on a second here. I might be onto something. I might be onto something. I can make tabs. That's as close as I can get. Might be able to get a little closer than that. No, it's just too far. It's just too far. It's just too much. Well, maybe not. Hold on a second. I don't have to put the steering rack on here. Do I? No, I don't have to, but I'm trying to keep the geometry as close as I can. Because if I end up putting it out, then I've got room to put these tie rod ends, but then I lose the effectiveness of the steering. So if I put it up here, we're still back to where we were. Still might just be easier. See, it would be a lot easier if I could just get a pitman arm and just call it a day. I mean, I can get a couple carrier bearings. It's 4 a.m. for me, well, it's 5 a.m. for me, actually. But Choppy, I appreciate you. Please stay tuned for more. There's going to be a hell of a lot more. Jesus Christ. You're the man, Chappie. Thank you very much. I very much appreciate it. You didn't have to do that. Thank you, sir. I'm humbled by that. Would that work? Yeah, okay. That might work. Well, that's what this channel is all about. This channel is all about teaching people, at least in this specific niche, teaching people how to weld and how to build things in their own home and showing that you can do it with basic tools. Everything that I have in this shop is pretty basic. I don't have anything that cost me thousands of dollars to get, even my welders. I have now, granted, I have a new one coming in, but even that new welding machine is still a lot less expensive than what it probably could be. So this is more than affordable for everybody. And that's the point of this channel. So thank you. I am, yes. I am in Pennsylvania. I'm actually right in between Philadelphia and Harrisburg, pretty much. A little closer to Philadelphia, but interesting. Wait a second. If I put that, well, thanks, Chappie. Stay tuned. It'll be on my channel, whether you want to go through the lives or I'm going to put up a full edited video on this part. This will be part 2, which will be getting this thing into a roller. So you'll be able to see the outcome for sure. I could just make this into a track bar. No, I can't turn this into a track bar, then it won't be adjustable. Well, actually, it still would be. It still would be adjustable. You know what? I wonder if I can take this steering and modify the box a little bit. I may have to get some more clamps. I bet I can modify this box. But I need to see if it's got open ends or what the deal is. That's better. That's a little better. Then I can make a sleeve for that. So if I did that and kept the steering box right in the center, or even just a little off center. Oh man, I've been on here for an hour. I mean, shit, that line's straight up. Make a bracket that goes right like that. I can make my own tie rod lengths. What if I cut it down right there and make short lengths? The question is, can I thread this? Is it the same diameter? It looks like it might be. Of course, my caliper has been missing for a couple days now. I think I went on vacation. Where's my caliper at? Right there. And that would mean, so is this the same? I got 0.468, 0.451, 0.455. Four, 6, 8, 4, 5, 5. We're not the same. different. But I think I can make, okay. So I think my plan is going to be to cut it all the way down here to make my own lengths. I think I'm going to do that. Because if I put this here, that's straight. That's roughly right in the center. If I cut it down here, that's easy. I can make these lengths. Oh, this isn't going to matter. This isn't even going to matter. I just need this. Make my own lengths like that. I mean, I just have to mount this exactly where it needs to go, even if it's out a little bit. It's going to lock this in place, but that's more reasonable than anything else that I got. I think what I'll do just a piece of rod that's got an open end. I think that's the plan. All right, so I think I'm gonna cut it. There's a little land right here. I'm gonna cut some threads into there, use some grade 8 nuts, make myself, fucking God, my own lengths. And I'm just going to have to mount this exactly where it needs to go. I'll make a bracket for it. That way it stays put. And that might be the only, oh, that's not going to work. I'm gonna jam it up like that. Shit. Well, that's all right, because I can still make my lengths. I'm just gonna use a really short arms, even if I have to cut those down. And I'll make a tab right here. And right here, I'll have a hole for a bolt with a flat spot. Now, I need to find the center of this steering wheel because it's non-centering. So, 1, 2, 3 and a quarter. Okay, so I need to do 1 and a little more than a half, right about there. That should be roughly centered for that. I can measure that to be sure. That's going to go in here. And what I will do is I will have to mount the steering rack actually back behind the pivot point like that. That will do it. That will do it. So I'll make a bracket that comes out. And I mount it straight down like that. Yes. Mount it straight down like that. I can come around the engine and then I can make my steering. Cool. All right, I got a plan in my brain. course, the only thing that sucks now is that I'm literally kind of waiting for a welder to be able to do. Well, I have my welder actually. It's at the. I gotta go get it. That'll work. All right. Well, thank you everybody for watching. Chappie, thank you again. I know you may not be listening at this point, but thank you again for sending the gestures. I think I'm going to start working on the steering. I got to TIG weld all this stuff together because of fine controls, but thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more. This is going to get interesting. I will see you later.